you are catching this replay, hello. We are going to get started in just a moment. I am just sharing this broadcast out. But if you are watching the replay, comment below with the word replay so I can come back and welcome you officially. Alright, so it looks like we are live, we are shared, we are good to go. Alright, good evening, everyone. This is a little late for me, but I wanted to come on because I have a quick message on my heart today. We're going to talk about money. We're going to talk about money tonight, but I promise I won't have you here long because I know it is dinner time. So let me just introduce myself as people are coming into the room. Hello, my name is Kashira. I am an internationally certified success coach. I specialize in actually working with women who are coaches, whether they are new, emerging, or experienced, on launching an aligned coaching practice using organic marketing. So I teach live streaming, social media, email marketing, along with, of course, creating your signature offer, your messaging, all of that jazz. You can learn all about me at thepowercollective.co, and you can learn all about my signature program, The Founders Circle, at thefounderscircle.com, and we are accepting applications for next session. So hello to everyone that is coming in and everyone that is watching the replay. Today we are going to talk about your pricing and your money story and how these things are intertwined, okay? How these things are intertwined. So when we think about pricing, of course, I am talking about within your business. So right now, just in your mind quickly, I want you to just run through the pricing options you have, whether it's one or many, or maybe you have one core offer, but you've changed the price over time. I want you to think about it and truly ask yourself, am I undercharging? You don't have to confess to me, but I want you to ask, are you undercharging? Most of us who are undercharging do know that, but we either A, can't understand why, B, we're too afraid to do anything about it, or C, we're justifying it with some type of excuse, right? And the problem that I see with some business owners who are undercharging, who are falling into any of those three buckets, is that if they do try to conquer this pricing issue, it either doesn't change or it goes up to where it should be, but then it comes back down. And the reason why you experience all this friction with something that should be relatively simple, like raising your price, is because of your personal money story. If you've been around for a while, you know that I've told you your personal baggage and stuff definitely impacts your business. You are the CEO, the leader, the founder of your organization. You are the person who is setting the vision, the mission, the intent of everything looking forward. So if the person who is creating the mission, vision, and intent has limiting beliefs around money, value, and wealth, then the company is going to be rooted in that unless you as the leader decide to do something about it. Right? So first, let me break down some of the excuses. I know that comes out kind of harsh. That's not my intention, because if you are new around here, I definitely struggled with this years ago when I was getting started. So I'm speaking from a place of I've been there, a place of experience, not a place of judgment. But I do want to bust down some of these excuses, because these excuses can almost become addictive behaviors for us and things that we don't let go of. So if you don't recognize them as excuses, then they're never going to go. So a couple of things to avoid basing your pricing on is, first and foremost, what you think somebody can pay. I always tell my clients, stop counting people's pockets. Okay, like I have to get a little direct. Stop counting people's pockets. Stop assuming what people can and can't pay. You don't know. And you, first of all, you never even want to make those judgments going into sales calls in the first place. But it's one, not our business, but two, it's not our place to assume. And a lot of times where that one is coming from is you're basing it off what you can pay. Just got to be honest, right? Like what you can pay or what you're willing to pay, right? It's rooted in this belief and perception around value. And so we tell ourselves, oh, I'm just pricing affordably. I'm pricing to be accessible. My audience, they can't pay for that. And there is a time and place for the value pricing, that's like the lower pricing and the time and place for high end pricing, and it's very much dependent upon your business model. If your business model is solely, value based, lower ticket pricing, and I'm not even talking to you, right? I'm talking to coaches and consultants and service providers who know they need to be in that mid to high tier space, but they're not. They're playing in this low tier space and undervaluing themselves because they think that they're being accessible. And there are so many problems that come with that. The real people who need your support and need your help aren't even going to look your way because you are too cheap. And it almost sounds like you're selling them a dream because you're promising sun, moon, and stars for $97, and they're confused because, like, how is that even possible, right? You also start to attract lower vibrational clients where they're the type of clients who either don't show up, they're late, they don't do their work, and or they drain you. After coaching sessions and consults, you just feel tired and cranky and you don't want to do it anymore, and you find yourself just being aggressive for no reason. That's what happens when you attract low vibrational clients. You're literally not in alignment, but you're doing this yourself because of your pricing structure. So you never want to price based on what you think somebody can pay. You also don't want to price based on the length of your program. That is a huge misconception. I don't care if you have a 1-day VIP day or a 12-month program. We're not pricing solely based on the length of anything. So whenever my clients know, whenever they come in our private community and they're asking me how I feel about a program structure, and all they give me is what it's about, the timeline and the price, I'm like, I don't have enough information to get to tell you if this is good or not. I need to see a breakdown of the program. I need to see a breakdown of the frameworks, the curriculum, how many coaching sessions that it includes. I need to see the breakdown of everything that they're going to get in terms of homework and takeaways so that I can properly assess the value. I can't assess the value based on the timing of the program. If you just tell me it's a 90-day business coaching program, I literally can't tell you anything. I cannot give you a price tag based on that. We do not want to price based on length. That very much goes into you pricing based on what you think somebody can pay and will pay, right? I've seen 6-week programs at $5,000, and I've seen 6-month programs at $5,000. It's really not based on length when you're trying to price. You also don't want to price based on the amount of access to you or bonuses and perks. Do those things matter? Yes. But are they going to be the sole factor of your pricing? No. Why? Because your coaching and consulting clients are coming to you for a transformation. They are coming to you for a very specific result and to get a very specific pain point resolved, right? So with that being said, if we're solely saying, well, because they only get 2 calls with me, I can't really go over whatever dollar. Again, that limit, that's literally like that scarcity and lack mindset just popping up because we're just making assumptions that because we're not literally doing the most, we're not over giving of ourselves, and that means it's not high ticket, completely devaluing the actual result and transformation we are providing, right? Additionally, you don't want to price based on what everyone else is doing. Now, I know that, we do competitive research, we do market research, right? That's a great starting point. But never in your time as a business owner do I want you to just simply look at somebody else's website and say, that's it, that's my price. Because again, it's not enough. So to reiterate, with my coaching clients, I like to see the full scope of their program, the full breakdown of their curriculum, the full breakdown of their frameworks, and all of the stuff I mentioned to actually get the total value of the program to help with the pricing. So again, if you're just coming in, I wanted to break down some of the excuses we use when we are knowingly undercharging for our services, because we have to first recognize them in order to shift them. If you watched any of last week's classes that I've done here on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube about mindset, and I talked to you about limiting beliefs, and I talked to you about imposter syndrome, I talked to you about releasing judgment, the number one thing is always recognizing it. We have to recognize it, right? That's like trying to put a Band-Aid on a wound, but you don't know where the wound is. The wound is really on your knee, but you're putting a Band-Aid on your elbow. That's not going to do anything, right? The wound is going to continue to be there and continue to get worse until we accept it and recognize it. So what I want to do now with you, and this is where if you don't have a notebook out, I would encourage you to grab one, because I want to give you the steps to healing your money story. Because as I walk you through this, you are going to see how your money story, your personal money story, is impacting your pricing and how you do business. If you came to Manifest Your Power, my masterclass over the weekend, you have this in your workbook. We work through this some in the class as well. So I want to walk you all through this. So when we think about healing our money story, we have to figure out what our actual money story actually is. So the first thing you have to do is reflect on your life. You need to go back to your childhood. And I want you to literally write down comments that you remember, whether it was said to you or you overheard it, whatever it is, about money, about wealth, about spending, about investing, about poverty, about anything having to do with money. Any comments you heard, positive comments, not so positive, we're not judging them yet. We're just writing them all down. Think about the comments you heard frequently being repeated by people who matter to you. Influential adults in your life: mom, dad, aunt, uncle, brother, sister, cousin, neighbor, godmama, like whoever. Again, thinking back to childhood, observing your life, thinking about the comments you heard frequently about money, wealth, poverty, investing, anything like that. You want to jot that down. You'd be surprised at how deep rooted some of those comments went. Oftentimes, when we think about something like this from a big picture standpoint, we'll just simply write it off and say, oh no, I had a great childhood. I didn't want for anything. Just because you didn't want for anything or you didn't grow up in what you deem as true poverty does not mean that you don't have a scarcity mindset when it comes to money, right? It does not mean that you didn't overhear certain things that have now impacted how you view money, right? Something as simple as the comment, money doesn't grow on trees, can literally make you a penny pincher. Like some of y'all are walking around here like Julie is off of Everybody Hates Chris because of comments you heard in your household, right? We're just here to like recognize it so that we can begin to shift it so that we're not holding our businesses back, right? So we want to jot those things down. This is very subconscious. Consciously, you may remember these things, but you may not realize how much they impact you. So it's not until you take intentional space, intentional quiet time to map these things out that you can actually see how it's impacting you on a subconscious level. The second thing you want to do is now look at that list of phrases and think and actually go through each one and write down which ones that you actually believe. Which ones have you adopted as beliefs and truths within your own life? Which ones are you actively repeating to this very day? Because these are the ones that are showing up in your business, right? From there, once you've done that, I now want you to get a whole other sheet of paper and I want you to just brainstorm words that come to mind whenever you think about wealth, right? Think about your own money words. Anything that just comes to your mind, because you want to start to think about how you view money and wealth. Because let's be honest, for some of us, we have this preconceived notion that making money is bad. That's partially why we undercharge for our services so much. We've been conditioned to believe that you can't do good and be rich. You can't do good and not struggle. You can't do good but also charge premium, right? So there may be some guilt associated with that, especially if you're probably the first person in your family to do something like this, right? Who's going to see certain amounts, who's going to, oh shoot, somebody's calling me while I'm on live. Who's going to see certain amounts of money, right? Like there may be some guilt associated with that. So you want to just brainstorm what words come to mind with money and which ones do you actually want to eliminate. Okay? Don't rush through those activities. Okay, do not rush through those. Take your time and go into it with an open mind. If you can, I would pray and or meditate and or both before doing it, because you want to have a clear heart and clear head going into this. The next thing I want you to do is to come up with your true money goal. Okay? How much do you truly want to earn? right? Not that goal you actually set for this year because it was kind of low key something you said it, but you were like, this is what I'll accept. This isn't what I really want. I want you to write down what you really want from a money goal standpoint and be very specific about what that number is and when you want to earn it by. So I want you to write down, I want to earn X amount of dollars by a certain date, right? Then underneath that, I want you to then write down what your lifestyle will look like because of that money. And I want you to I don't want you to be humble. Now's not the time to be cute with it and be like, well, all I need to be able to do is pay my rent. That is going to happen, okay? That is going to happen. And yes, we come from a place of gratitude and we're happy to do that. But now I am encouraging you to want more and to strive for more and to climb out of this box and to be unapologetic about it. So writing down that money goal and then what your lifestyle will look like. Then I want you to pull out whatever business plan you have for the year and revise it to make this thing work. And I'm going to tell you the cheat code right now. You got to raise your prices. That's the cheat code. You have to raise your rates. But we can't comfortably get to that until we understand our previous money story. So with this new vision in mind, I now want you to start to reframe some of the negative money statements that you're holding in your mind from what you observed as a child, some of the words you wrote down that you associated with wealth, and I want you to rewrite them into positive affirmations that you can truly believe in. So rewrite them. Okay. And I can't give you one because your money story is different from my money story. So you have to write that down yourself. You have to evaluate that for yourself. And you need to say this on a regular basis. So I'll give you a very simple example. When I was doing my money affirmations a couple of years ago, one of the ones that I had to say out loud was the price for my program. And it was basically, there are countless women who are excited and willing to pay whatever that price was for my coaching services. And I will say it over and over and over and over again. The point of it is so that it becomes rooted in your subconscious mind. Because again, think about how your current money beliefs are rooted at a subconscious level from things you overheard as a child. So we have to now put in work to rework them. This is why mindset work is not done in a 20-minute journaling session and that's it. You have to actively work through it. So you want to reframe those negative money statements into positive money statements. Now I want to take it to a business side real quick. So an aside to this is if you are having doubts about your services and your abilities, even though you have all the proof that you great and you amazing, but you're still doubting it, what I want you to do is I actually want you to write down why you're the best choice for your ideal client. I want you to write down every single granular, super specific reason of why you're the best choice. And that might need to go within your affirmations if that is something that you struggle with. If you are super confident in your offers, then that's just something that you have in your toolbox in case that happens. But you have to start to become your own biggest cheerleader, right? You have to start to become your own biggest support system and believer. And I always say, if you don't believe in you, your audience won't believe in you. And it's not your audience's job to convince you that you're great, right? Like it's your job to show up and market yourself as the best choice. So you have to get clear on that. And this is why I want you to throw that humble stuff out of the window for a second here. And I want you to flex. And I want you to write down all of the reasons why you are excellent, all of the reasons why you are the best choice for that client. And you need to start hyping yourself up. So I have a meditation that I give my clients to do that's optional for them, but a lot of them do it. It's a sales call prep meditation. It's in the Founders Circle. And some of the things that I say in there are affirmations to get them hyped about going into this sales call. I don't want my clients going into sales calls with this worry and fear and lack around, oh, are they going to like me? Are they going to want me? I want them to go into it knowing that they are the absolute best, that they're like the baddest, okay? Like they are the ones, and going into it ready to help that person to see that as well, right? Whole different aura when you're going into it like, I'm going to help this person see versus, oh my God, I hope they choose me. Whole different vibe. Whole different vibe. You got to do vibe checks before sales calls, I'm telling you. Once you've done all of this, I want you now to write your own money story. Now that you have on paper all of the things I've asked you to jot down, all of the memories you've revisited, the things you've called out, you now need to rewrite it for yourself. You don't have to decide, what is my money story? That's going to include, how do I view money? How do I view wealth? How do I view investing? How do I view poverty? Right? How do I feel about spending? Do I have gratitude around paying for bills and paying for investments, right? What am I trying to teach my children in my community about money, right? In some form or fashion, however, whatever your calling is, we all have some calling around helping others in some way, right? So I want you to now rewrite this and then include in there the lifestyle component. Include how your money story also covers how you're going to make X amount of dollars by a certain amount of time frame, and you're going to have this lavish life without guilt because you deserve it and it was already written. I want you to write that down yourself. And when you're writing your money story, I want you to write it as if it is already so. So it's basically going to feel like you're writing affirmations, which affirmations are written like in the affirmative and a positive, meaning like instead of saying, oh, I hope I get X, it's I have X and it feels amazing, right? So you're going to write this money story as if it is already so that you can literally speak it and manifest it into existence. But doing this exercise is going to automatically open your eyes so much more and make you more confident when it comes back to going to your business, right? Going to your business and looking at your pricing and saying, I know I'm undervaluing myself. I know I'm undervaluing this service. It's time for a change. And I will tell you, if you are severely undercharging, just raise the rates. You don't have to do any blowout sales. You don't have to make any special announcements. Just the next person you have a sales call with, this is just the price. This is just what it is. Period. You don't have to justify. You don't have to explain. One thing I always teach my clients when they're on the phone and they say the price, to be quiet. Don't start talking. Don't start explaining. Just be quiet and then let the other person go from there. Okay? So that's your homework. Heal your money story. Okay? No more undercharging on this good day. If perhaps you are now ready to move forward with getting support on growing your coaching business, if you know that your coaching offer needs a little bit of assistance with being the absolute best it can be, I do encourage you to consider applying for the Founder Circle. Applications are open through the end of the month. You can go to thefoundercircle.com to learn more and to apply. And if you have any questions, per usual, you can slide in my DMs. With that, I will talk to you all in the next video. Bye, everyone.